Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 2021 Merrill Lynch Night of Hope. I'm Curtis Dvorak, best known here in town for my many years as Jackson DeVille, jumping off of light towers, life-size stuffed animal, if you will. And in that time, while I was in this community, I did thousands of appearances, and I got a chance to be a part of the Malavia Washington Youth Foundation when they first started in 1996, going out to see the kids. And what I want you to understand tonight, as we raise money for this foundation, it's not just about the kids who go through this foundation. It's about everybody attached to it, everybody who works with it, everybody who works with those families, all the people who are affected by this foundation. It's a ripple effect. So when you donate to put a child through this organization, it's a ripple effect through our community. And so I appreciate you guys being here tonight. I'm excited to be joining you all virtually for a second year in support of the Malavia Washington Youth Foundation. And later this evening, you're going to hear from the Foundation's Student Athlete of the Year and alumni and our special guest, Venus Williams. She's going to be joining us later. And if you haven't registered yet, make sure to do so now at the link on your screen. You can see it right there. Once you're registered, you'll have the opportunity to make a donation to the Foundation and bid on dozens of silent auction items, including gift certificates for local restaurants and attractions, tickets for sporting events, and some amazing getaway trip packages. All proceeds from this evening are going to go towards the incredible youth development programs that the Foundation offers to at-risk students. Now, please welcome former world number 11 tennis player, a guy with a much better resume than I have, an Olympian, a Wimbledon finalist, and of course, the founder of MWIF, Mr. Malavia Washington.
Curtis, thank you so much, and I appreciate you being here again this year. I would like to take a moment to recognize all of our incredibly generous sponsors who made this evening possible. A special thank you to our title sponsor, Merrill Lynch, our presenting sponsor, Florida Blue, and our tennis pro-am sponsor, Optimum Healthcare IT. These longtime sponsors and partners and our additional sponsors, donors, and volunteers and staff allow us to continue changing lives year after year through their commitment to our community's youth, and we are so grateful. This is a very special year as the Foundation is celebrating its 25th anniversary since we first began providing tennis clinics to low-income youth in 1996. Since then, we've grown to serve hundreds of children each year through our after-school and summer programs. I'm proud to say that over the years, we have been able to make a true impact on the children and families living in the urban core of Jacksonville. We also recently celebrated the one-year anniversary of the opening of our Club 904 Teen Center, offering support that teens need like leadership development, college and career preparation, and scholarship. We've also been able to expose them to new activities through elective courses like robotics, cooking, dance, art, music, sign language, and animation. Over the summer, we were able to start a new summer program for high school teens, Step Into Summer, focusing on providing work, experience, and college and career preparation. Thanks to the space provided by this new building, we were able to increase the number of students served and the quality of our programming. Over the next 25 years, we will continue to serve hope and change lives. Our hope for our students is to teach each one will be provided with the resources needed to reach their full potential, and that our community will continue to come together as we are tonight. We're going to kick off the evening by hearing from one of our first students to ever enroll in our programs. Welcome, Markevius Collier.
My name is Markevius Collier. I was a student at the Foundation for about 7 years and a staff at the Foundation for 6. My earliest memory of the Foundation would be someone just came up and asked us, if we wanted to be involved and if we wanted to have a good time. We went out, we played King of the Court, and the rest is history. I just remember feeling supported, feeling important, and actually having a good time. Some of the opportunities that tennis afforded me growing up were open access to scholarships and things to that effect, the opportunities to work different tournaments and meet different people, and just experiencing an overall culture that I don't think I would have without being introduced to the game and to the people involved at the Foundation. My tennis rivalry with Mark has spanned over, I would imagine, 15 years, probably 20 years. We met through the foundation and we've been great friends ever since. He's always made me a better competitor and also a better person. So I'm grateful to know a human as great as he is. Playing tennis with Andre Agassi was a once-in-a-lifetime experience, something that I often draw back to when I'm reminiscing on things that happened in LA. I thought he had qualities that I wanted to emulate on the tennis court and off the tennis court. It was an awesome, awesome experience. A lot of the support I've received have been from the people who are on the ground floor, including Terry Florio and Mallory Washington himself. I'm grateful to be able to tap into those sources, into Mal and Terry when things would get a little bit rocky or things get a little bit difficult. They've always been willing to lend a helping hand. Like a mentor, there are very few people in this world like they are, who would give kids from the inner city an opportunity like they gave myself and like the rest of the youth in the foundation. Through the foundation, somehow I ended up in human services. Who knows how I got there, but I think because of the people involved and the work that they do, it influenced me and inspired me to want to get my hands dirty and try to positively impact the people from my community and people from every community. We have so many more similarities than differences, and you kind of learn that through the foundation, that there are a lot more things that kind of bring us together than should be splitting us apart. I don't think I've ever gotten the opportunity to thank Mal for starting the foundation. I've told Terry thank you a million times, but I don't think you could thank someone who does that kind of work enough. I've never said thank you to, but he's a big reason why I got my life on the right path. So, a big thanks to Mal, a big thanks to Terry, and to everybody at the foundation.
I agree, Markevius. Terry and Mal are the people you want to be around. They're that type of person that just you want to be around, you want to absorb their energy. It makes you want to be a better person just watching what they do. And now I want to remind you that bidding is still open on all of our silent auction items. You can visit the link on your screen to register to bid and view all of our auction items. It's right there. There you go, over here. Some of our featured items include getaway trips for two to destinations like Iceland, Costa Rica, by the way, great place to get married on the whim, Tuscany in Italy, and Sedona, Arizona, including airfare, deluxe hotel accommodations, and a travel specialist to book your trip and excursions. Again, bidding on all these items is going to be open until noon tomorrow, but get your starting bid in now and keep watching it. It's incredible to see how much the Foundation's alumni have achieved since their graduation from the program and how MWYF sets them up for success in college and their future career. One of the biggest benefits the Foundation offers to its students is the opportunity to apply for and receive scholarships. Over 25 years, they have awarded over $1.4 million in scholarship funds. Many students who graduate from our after-school program go on to graduate from college debt-free, and that's saying something. This past spring, students worked hard on their scholarship applications, and dozens of volunteers joined them virtually to conduct interviews and choose scholarship recipients. This year, nearly $50,000 was awarded. Let's take a look at each of these scholarships and the donors who provide these opportunities.
In May 2021, MWYF awarded nearly $50,000 to 46 students at our annual scholarship ceremony, helping hundreds of students go on to higher education. This year, in honor of our 25th anniversary, every student who participated in the lengthy process of interviews and applications was awarded a scholarship. The Sherry Murray Extra Mile Scholarship Awards. Sherry Murray was a community volunteer and children's advocate who always went the extra mile. Prior to her passing, she volunteered at the Foundation almost every week and served on the board of directors. These awards are given to students who made an extra effort in academics, behavior, and/or tennis. The 2021 winners are Raquel Scales, Jordan Killian, Karina Taylor, Karma Johnson, Ryan Johnson, Cassidy Brown, Elijah Thomas, Kalia McNeil, Aiden Harrell, Taraji Bridgman, Michaela Harley, Zanaya Bryant, Gerald Brown, Zion Goni Denson, Malachi Little, Journey Hayes, Elijah Rivera, Hezekiah Stevens, Tyler Reynolds, Valor Christian, Kennedy Bussey, Kanisha Cooksey, Brianna Bryant, A.C. Brown, Brandon Zhu, Skylar Robinson, Caleb Owens, Brianna Holly, Landasia Richardson, Alea McLeod, Taiwan Allen, Nina McBride, Taifa Kumalo, Serenity Hayes, Kendall Ford, Deshae Bell, Zyla Lewis, Narian Schumann. The Rick Murray Don't Quit Scholarship. Established by Sherry in memory of her husband after he lost his 10-year battle with ALS, his motto was "Don't quit, Rick won't." This award is to acknowledge students who have persevered through adversity or reached a long, difficult goal. This year's winners are Jaden Critton, Alfonso Pascal, Kamani Clark, Trey Bridgman, Sydney Foster, Nima Owens. The iMethods Meaningful Work Scholarship. This award is given to students who participate in monthly work readiness and career preparation over the course of the past year. This year's winners are Narian Schumann and Deshae Bell. The Zoe Gaudette Scholarship and Agassiz Advantage Award. All of our seniors who are now in college receive funds from the Zoe Gaudette Scholarship Fund and laptops courtesy of Agassiz Advantage Award. The senior who received this award is Maya Sudeth, who is attending Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University. The Players Championship Driven to Succeed Scholarship. This scholarship is awarded to the middle school student who demonstrates champion-level behavior throughout the year. The 2021 winner is Michaela Shaw. The George M. Soper Student Athlete of the Year Award recognizes the student athlete who best exemplifies the ideals of MWYF, both on and off the court. Our 2021 Student Athlete of the Year is Taifa Kumalo. A huge congratulations to all of the Malavia Washington Youth Foundation 2021 scholarship winners. Now, we'll hear a message from our Student Athlete of the Year, Taifa.
Good evening. My name is Taifa Kumalo, and I'm so excited to be joining everyone virtually tonight. I'm honored to be the 2021 George M. Soper Student Athlete of the Year. I first started attending the foundation in 2015. I was only supposed to come for the summer, but when the summer was over, I told my mom I really liked the people and the staff and that I wanted to come during the school year. I still attend because I see what good it has done in the community and in my life. Mr. Merrill always says, take advantage of your advantage, and this program is mine. It is helping set me and my future up for greatness. Here at MWYF, we have many activities. We usually go on at least one college tour every year, and those trips are really informative. Seeing different college campuses in real life does something that hearing about it or reading about it just can't. We get to learn about what different colleges offer, the student life, jobs that you can get on campus, and even the history behind that college or university. My favorite memory from being here was my first Epworth Leadership Camp. I had so much fun doing team building activities and learning about my peers. At the Teen Center, I got to serve as vice president on the team board of directors. This experience has taught me so much about responsibility and having to be the voice of multiple people. MWIF has taught me lots of things, but the main lesson I will be taking with me for the rest of my life is how to communicate. I learned that in order for you to grow, you have to be willing to admit you need help and be willing to get it. The most supportive person here is my mentor, Ms. Bridget. She's been my mentor all throughout high school, and she always makes sure I'm doing well in and out of school. She reminds me that it's okay to make mistakes as long as I learn from them. My favorite thing about the program is the environment. The foundation is like its own family. I can honestly say that I can talk to and count on all of the teens there. We have each other's back through thick and thin. The friends I have there are more like family. Everyone here supports each other and helps each other grow. There isn't a teen here that I feel like I couldn't count on. The home we have here at the foundation is like no other. Our teens are the most peaceful, hardworking group of teenagers you will ever meet. If it wasn't for MWIF, I would not be the scholar I am today. The program holds me accountable for my grades and keeps me on my toes. Every week, the staff checks our grades and makes sure we have turned in all of our work, and if we have any missing assignments, we have until the end of the week to turn in our work. If we aren't able to, we have the opportunity to come in on Saturday and have a distraction-free space to complete any work we need to. Tennis gives me a chance to escape from reality. When I'm on the courts, the only thing that matters is what I do in that moment. Not only do I have fun, but it also keeps me active, which is always good as a growing teen. If I had never come to the foundation, my life would be completely different. I wouldn't have any motivation to do well in school. I would probably be hanging with the wrong crowd, and I wouldn't feel as if I had any potential. Every day I step foot in this door, I feel as if I'm part of something bigger than myself, and that really gives me a purpose. The way I'm reminded I matter and that I can accomplish anything I want bad enough is something that everyone should experience. The foundation is honestly one of a kind. This is my senior year, as I will be graduating a year early in 2022. My goal is to attend FAMU in Tallahassee, where I will study to become a neurosurgeon. I'd like to thank Coach Mark for pushing me to be the best student athlete I can be on and off the courts, and for being the best coach a tennis player can have. I'd also like to thank Ms. Terry. The fact that she can manage the entire foundation and still have time to get to know individual students on a personal level is something I couldn't imagine being able to do. Last, I would like to thank Ms. Bridget again. She doesn't know the impact she's had on my life. I can always count on her to be in my corner. And thank you to each and every one of you for watching today and supporting the foundation.
Outside was amazing. When I had my mentor.
When our mentors came for the last day.
For puppets and games. No homework. It's sunny. You can eat watermelons. Miss Sydney. Miss Ann.
Which one? Probably Miss Cheyenne. Miss Cheyenne.
Mrs. Cheyenne. Miss Isabella. Miss Sydney is the great teacher of Earth. Playing outside and practicing learning tennis when I grow up. Games and a lot of games.
Tennis.
When we do fun activities.
There's snacks.
They have kill games and snack and lunch. I like tennis.
That we can play tennis and we have on Fridays.
That all of the activities are fun and I like playing tennis. Like hitting balls with racket. Get to hit balls. I hit balls with a tennis racket.
That we get to hit tennis balls and we learn new stuff.
Hit the tennis balls. That we get to hold rackets and hit the balls. Tennis.
To be nice. Always be nice to others. Respect.
How to play tennis and how to be respectful. hanging out with my friends.
My first time coming here and playing rec.
Playing with Basil and following him and having a race.
Coach Miles.
Basil, because he did funny stuff.
Coach Miles.
Ryan.
Coach Juan. Miss Cheyenne. Miss Cheyenne and my friends. A teacher. FBI agent. The doctor. Basketball player.
A police officer.
I want to be a superhero. It's either a tennis player or a veterinarian. I want to be a YouTuber.
I would be a teacher. I want to be a chef and an astronaut and a ballerina.
Tennis or rec.
I look forward to going to the new building across the street. And I'm gonna stay in here forever so I can learn stuff.
Never lie. Probably respect and probably how to play tennis. How to be respectful and kind.
I will teach them that they need to follow directions, stay on task.
When people laugh at my jokes. And Coach Miles. Probably the teachers and the friends.
That everybody thinks that I'm a good kid. With my best friend because I don't get to see her often.
Playing rec. On Tuesdays, I get to see my mentor. And on Fridays, I get to play computer games.
That we get to do activities and do all sorts of fun stuff.
My friends, the teachers, and playing tennis. Everybody here. Everything.
Everything.
That's right, everything is great about MWIF. All right, in addition to our silent auction items, we also have an exciting opportunity tonight for you to enter for a chance to win a suite for 20 friends to the Jacksonville Jaguars versus San Francisco 49ers game on November 21st. I should remind you, we are a winning football team now. We're on a long winning streak right now, our longest winning streak in a couple years. The only way that's going to end is if you don't buy tickets to get into that drawing. So the losses will be on you, I'm just saying. So buy those tickets. Suggested donation of $100 is going to enter you into a drawing. Just so you know, a Jaguars suite for a game, probably around $10,000. You only got to put maybe $100 in. You do the math. It's in your favor. So just buy as many of those as you want. If you want to buy enough to make $10,000, that would be great too, because we'll take that donation. But you see where I'm going with this. Just buy the tickets. Anyway, the drawing for the Jaguar Suite and other prizes like MWYF swag and tickets to other Jaguar games, with all the proceeds going to MWYF. And you can visit the link on your screen for more information to make your donation. I think it's like right in here somewhere. All right, I'm excited to introduce you to our second alumni this evening, Shateria Davis. After starting at the foundation in elementary school, she became an incredible leader to her peers and excelled in school and at tennis. She's currently a junior at Albany State University, where she majors in biology. Let's learn a little bit more about her story.
My name is Shateria Davis. I'm currently a junior at Albany State University. I started in the foundation in first grade all the way until the time that I graduated high school. I was LIT at the moment, which is a junior staff member from the time I was in all the way through high school, all 4 years. And then I transitioned into an adult staff member for maybe 3 years. And every once in a while, when I do come home, I do come up there and I will work with the kids, or if Miss Terry or anybody needs me, I'll come up there. I remember I was in first grade and it was a program, everybody was like, I want to go to Miles Washington Youth Foundation, whatever like that, TNT. And I was like, okay, Mom, I want to go there too because all my friends go there. During the program, I got a lot of support with mentorship, sponsors, scholarships. scholarships is a big role in the foundation, like especially once you get into middle school, you don't understand how like good the foundation is, especially with scholarships. They provide so much, because even now there's so many kids that I know that don't have the funds to pay for school, and the money that I do receive from the Mount Washington Youth Foundation helps me, like, so I don't have to take out as many loans or anything like that. So that was like one of the biggest things. But the mentorship and the sponsorship was good too, because it was like you get to talk to someone a little bit older so that they kind of understand, you know, what you went through and stuff like that. Like, of course we had the staff members, but it was nothing like somebody that don't know your everyday life. So the mentorship was really good. It's like a step away from all of the craziness from school and stuff like that. You could just talk to somebody regular and get help with your homework as needed. Honestly, I think being in the foundation like changed a lot. Like, it honestly added on extended family and friends that I probably would have never had. Like, even from first grade growing up, you've seen so many people in the foundation. I have so many different bonds. Like, even though, you know, my parents always was on top of me about my schoolwork, it was like having that extra push to make you really want to like go out and get it. No matter what, the foundation is there 100% behind you. I'm currently a biology major. I don't know yet. So I picked a major so that I can go different ways. So if I decide by the time I graduate that I want to go into the medical field with my biology degree, I can. If I want to end up being a teacher, I can. If I want to actually use my degree and do something in the actual biology field, I can. A lot of people think programs like this don't work. I'm literally showing that it works. I'm in my college dorm room right now, junior, with 100% everybody behind me, Miss Terry, Mr. Mal, Miss Tiffany, Coach Mark, all the staff members, Miss Lacey, Miss Bridget, everybody's 100% behind you. They do what they have to do and help us 100% so that we can get to where we need to be in life. So I don't want anybody to think that it doesn't work. The progression of how, you know, we went from being in a couple of classrooms in Emory to going to the youth center now, and we got a whole teen center. Like, I would have never thought, you know, it would have happened, but it shows that this program is actually working.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kiana Bell, and I'm excited to join you this evening as both an alum and current member of the Board of Directors of MWYF. The foundation has been a part of mine and my family's lives for the most of my life. Both myself and my sister Antonia attended NWYF from elementary school into our high school graduations, and now our sister, Deshae, is currently a senior at the foundation. After I began attending NWYF in the 3rd grade, I was able to learn to play tennis and even got to play with Venus Williams as a child. I earned scholarships like the Student Athlete of the Year Award, got help with my academics, and gained a support system for life. I graduated from Florida Atlantic University debt-free and now work here in Jacksonville. Along with my sister, I also own and operate a special events company, Creativity by Latrice. I am now able to give back to the foundation and the Jacksonville community by serving on MWYF's board of directors and assisting in creating programming that will benefit the families and youth we serve. Before we are joined by Venus Williams, I wanted to take a moment to ask you to make a donation to the MWYF this evening. We can't provide opportunities for our students without your help. You can donate through the link at the bottom of your screen or by visiting mountwashington.com/donate. Your contribution will go towards providing youth with tutoring to help them succeed in school, mentorship that will guide them through life's challenges, tennis lessons that will help keep them active, life skills lessons that will create future leaders, so much more, but most importantly, a safe place for them to learn and have fun with adults that care about them and their futures. I can't thank you enough for your support of these kids. You're truly making a difference.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to introduce our special guest and tennis legend, Venus Williams. Venus has become one of the most successful tennis players in history and has been ranked as the world #1 in both singles and doubles. She has won 7 Grand Slam titles in singles and 16 in doubles and mixed doubles for a combined total of 23 Grand Slam titles across all disciplines. She has also won 4 Olympic gold medals and 1 silver. She and her sister Serena are the only tennis players in history. That's just awesome. With 4 Olympic gold medals. Venus is also a best-selling author, philanthropist, and has founded 2 successful businesses, V-Star Design and 11 by Venus. Due to unforeseen difficulties, when you're a one-name superstar and you travel around the world, we're unable to speak with Venus live this evening due to her activities in Europe. And however, the show must go on, so we've recorded an interview with Venus that took place earlier between Mal and Venus, asking many questions that were previously sent in.
Welcome, Venus Williams. Thank you so much for being here. I had a list of statistics that I was going to rattle off, but I said, you know what? I'm not going to do that because everyone actually knows who you are. Venus Williams, welcome to our Merrill Lynch Night of Hope. How are you?
I'm really well. Thank you so much. Thanks for asking me to be here. It's just my honor.
I am going to test your memory a little bit right here. You've only played tennis with maybe 500,000 people in your life, okay? And 11 years ago, you played tennis with a young girl in my foundation named Kiana. And to this day, she still talks about that. Do you remember that day?
Honestly, I can't believe it's been 11 years. It feels like it was like a few years ago. So that's saying a lot about you and I. But she's still young at least. So at least you got that.
Well, I kid her all the time. I say she's young at heart because she is now 28 years old. She was a teenager. And I just want to tell you, the impact that you had on her has been absolutely tremendous.
Thank you so much. It was such a great day. We had a blast. I don't have an opportunity to do that a lot, but when I do, it's super rewarding.
You know, she loved being on the tennis court with you. And then when you gave her the opportunity to jump in the car and then go get a little workout with you in the gym, and you had your little dog there, that was pretty special. That's one of those moments that you never forget. So that was pretty cool on your part, and I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
But let me ask you, how are you feeling here in October 2021? How's your body feeling? What is the plan for you going forward the remainder of this year and then into 2022?
Yeah, so this year is over for me on the court. But of course, next year I always look forward to playing as well as I can. And right now I'm trying to spend as much time as I can with my family, with my niece. So absolutely nothing special, which, as you know, as a tennis player, nothing special is great because your life is so crazy that when you can do a little less, it's good.
So are you in a completely relaxed mode right now, vacation mode, or are you kind of mixing some training in there as well, knowing that, you know, the start of the new year is right around the corner?
Always mixing, definitely training, not a lot of time off, but that's okay. You know, working my 9 to 5 too.
You know, I can't believe it. You've been out on tour for the better part of 27 years. Do I have that right?
I don't know. Is it?
Yeah, you go back to like 94 or something like that. But you've been out there a long time.
Pull out my calculator. That is correct.
So you just, you know, tipped over into your 40s. You've been out there a long time, and the question I have for you, what keeps you going? What is driving you?
Definitely the insurance. It's a good job. I have really good benefits, and it makes me feel secure.
It makes you feel secure, and that's what keeps you going. It's not the love of the game. It's not the crowd.
Oh, no. It's the insurance, Malibet. It's the insurance.
Okay, well, if it's the insurance that's keeping you going right now, when you were one in the world, when you were a kid aspiring to be a professional tennis player, what drove you then?
Definitely my dad. I remember seeing your dad when I was training as a kid, working with your brothers, at least one, and your sister. And I remember how hard they worked, very hard. And I thought, man, they're working hard, but look at that, I was working hard too. So it was like all of us were putting in that work, and we had those parents guiding us. And not everyone has that opportunity, and that's what I love about what you do, and what everyone is doing here tonight is giving other people that opportunity that they may not have been born with like you were.
Well, let's go back to those days, and you're talking about the early 1990s. I trained in Florida quite a bit. You were training in Florida. I had my family going on. You had your family. And I remember seeing, like, who are those girls down there hitting tennis balls? And then just a few years later, you were, shattering records on the tennis tour. Let's talk about your dad. Let's talk about your mom and the impact that they had on your career. Because one of the things I've often said is your parents brainwashed you. But that's a very good thing because they made you believe for no other reason, but they told you that you could be the best in the world. Tell us about that impact they had.
So your parents did that too?
Oh, my parents, if you know my dad, his whole thing was, you just get out there and work and you will achieve. That was his thing.
Because I think you guys worked harder than us, and that was almost impossible to do. Like, it scared me. But yeah, when you're a parent, as the parent, you're the biggest influence on the child. And if you can be that positive influence, kids want that. They eat that up. They love the attention. They love that feedback. And that's exactly what I got. So I always tell parents, brainwash your kids in a good way.
At what point did you realize, knowing what your parents were telling you, did you realize, I want to do this as a career?
I didn't think about it. I just did it. I was a kid and I was just super innocent and was just listening to my parents and doing what was told. So it never felt like a job or felt like work per se. It just was something I was told to do. So I did it. But of course, then you find, wow, this is what I'm meant to do at some point in time. So I'm very grateful for it.
You've had such a storied career, and the list goes on and on. 5 Wimbledon titles, a couple of U.S. Open titles, Olympic golds, just on and on. And there's a point where I've kind of said, maybe there's a point where someone has won too many majors, okay?
Oh,
and maybe that's just because I've never won one. But so my question to you is, what was the 13th major you won in your career?
I don't know.
See, that means you've won way too many.
No,
You've won too many when you forgot some of them.
It's definitely never enough. I think we just saw Novak, he's won a lot too, and he just was crying, even though he won every one this year. So you know how that is. It's just never enough. As an athlete, you want that challenge, and you expect that from yourself. So it's a beautiful thing.
So it's funny you say that it's never enough, because so often people might say, but you've had such a good career. What else is there? And I think in any walk of life, we always want more. Is there one match, one tournament, one thing in tennis that you wish you had achieved that you didn't, or maybe that you still want to achieve in the sport of tennis?
Of course, yeah, I look forward. I never look back and say woulda, shoulda, coulda, because I have never lived like that. Win, lose, or draw, I absolutely gave it all. So I don't have to look back, but I definitely look forward and think about improving my game more than anything. I've never been afraid to make changes and improve, and that's life. You have to evolve until you go under the ground, and then in that case, you have a reason not to anymore.
So at 41 years old now, and certainly you haven't had, we expect Grand Slam titles from you, and you haven't had as many wins in the last, let's say, 12 months, 24 months. What goals do you have? What still do you want to achieve in the sport?
My goal is just to be healthy, because whenever I do that, I do win.
So if you're healthy, we can expect to see you out there for another, 8-9 years? Can you hit the 5-0?
Oh, no.
No?
Even I can't do that, but like I said, the insurance is really good, so I might have to. I hope you think about as you age. You want the benefits, you want the security.
Well, I know I hope your body does hold up, because I know myself and so many people would love you to stay out there longer. But let's go back a few years to 2002, 2003. And you might know where I'm going with this. There was a stretch where you and your sister Serena were number 2 and number 1 in the world. And from Roland Garros 2002 You were in the finals of 4 consecutive majors against your sister. Kind of mentally, emotionally, you were going out on the court making history every day. What was that experience like?
Well, I didn't win those matches.
Well, I figured I could bring up a bunch of matches you won, and I figured I'd just pick those that you just happened to lose to your sister.
Well, you did do that. I didn't win those matches, but of course, it was a great experience in the sense that we were both playing the best tennis in the world time and time and time again, which, quite frankly, a lot of people weren't ready for. It was unsavory for some. But the best part in life is that you get to choose, and that's what I love about tennis too, is that you get to be as great as you want to be, and no matter what, you can do that. So it was a magical time. There were a lot of magical times after, there were a lot of magical times before, and more to come.
In thinking of that time, from my perspective, watching you two compete against each other, it was a different level of fierceness. And I think it was because of the love and respect that the two of you had for each other. Would you look at it that way? Because I think if you were playing against any other player, maybe the intensity may or may not be the right word, but it would have been a little different.
Yeah, at the time, Serena was playing just at a level that I just couldn't reach for whatever reason at that time. And trust me, they were all very close, 6-4 in the third after 3 hours. But just, I never could surpass her at that time. And she was, in my opinion, at that time, probably the best she'd ever played. And I've played against her literally through the decades. So, from the 80s till now. So that was incredible. And I think just in general, especially if I'm talking about her, the way she plays brings a level of excitement that pretty much no player ever plays. I mean, I play a little different, and I think I'm kind of exciting too, but of course the things that she's achieved and the way that she did it, like with flair, is incredible to watch. There's just no athlete like that.
When I look at the two of your careers, I think back to an interview that I did with you many years ago in Australia. And that's when you guys were going back and forth. You were 1 and 2 in the world. And you made an interesting comment that has always stuck with me. Because I knew you were aspiring to be number 1, and you said, I'm okay with number 2 as long as Serena's number 1. That really surprised me.
I never chased the ranking, so achieving a number 1 ranking once in your career or whatever it might be, it was wonderful. But especially during that time, the way the computer rankings worked, if you chased number 1, you probably might chase insanity as well. And there were some players at the time that I couldn't keep up with playing like 20, 25 tournaments. So we chose to try to do the best for us instead of what might look good on paper. And I think it really worked out because we've had the longevity. So I think the rankings are a little bit better now in that sense, where it would be maybe a little bit easier to play the level we played and then actually get the ranking you may have deserved at the time. But no harm, no foul. We did what we needed to do. And at the end of the day, for us, it was the Grand Slams that mattered. So we teamed up in doubles as much as we could, and obviously did the best we could do in singles, which, worked out many times too. So that was great.
When I look over the 27 years of your career, to your point, I attribute some of that to the fact that there were years where you were playing 12, 14, 16 events compared to those players who were playing 25, even 30 events. Do you feel like, even there were times where maybe there was a little criticism, why isn't Venus playing a little bit more? Do you feel like that might be why you've been out there so long with so many other players who have come and gone and you're still there?
I think you have to just love it, first of all, and feel like you have something left to give. And a lot of players, maybe those two things weren't there anymore. So if you don't, you can't do this kind of work because it's a lifestyle. You don't do anything else. You just play tennis. So I think that's part of it. But yeah, also you do save your body and your mind. The mind has to be fresh or you're done. And I think we all found that out in this last couple of years because of what the whole world has gone through, that mental health is so important. So as a family, we recognize that early on. And so we've been playing that mental health game in a good way for a very long time.
Let's stay on family and shift gears just a little bit, because so many tennis players are consumed with tennis. But it seemed like from a young age, certainly into your teen years, and even as a pro, your parents really wanted you to be a well-rounded individual, well-read, well-educated. I didn't realize until recently, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you got your bachelor's degree while you were on tour. Is that correct?
Yeah, I did. I was a glutton for punishment. I don't know if I could do that right now. I enjoyed it at the time, thankfully.
What was your degree in?
Business administration. Yeah.
And obviously, amongst you and your siblings, that was something very important that your parents wanted to instill. Why is that? Knowing
I think they
how much effort it takes to put into tennis.
Yeah, they just put the fear of God in us, basically. So it was like, plan A may not work, so you got to have plan B. You got to be a well-rounded person. You got to know who you are off of the court. And as an athlete, that is who you are. That is who I am, no doubt. But at the end of the day, I think it makes that transition a little easier when you know who you are off the court.
You have taken that degree, that business administration degree, to places no other player has done. You've created V-Star Interiors, an interior design company, 11 by Venus Williams, a clothing company. You're an author. What is next for you? Is there anything off the tennis court that you want to accomplish that you actually haven't?
I haven't tried sitting on the couch that much, so I might want to experiment with like a remote control and maybe eat a few potatoes. I don't know, but right now, family is just super important to me, and honestly, giving back as much as I can. I feel like I was always taught to do that, but I think as you get a little older, you start to understand it for sure. Like, oh wow, the impact you can have is really just makes you happy to just be able to give something. And I'm at a point in my life where I just want to give all the information and knowledge I know to anyone who might want it. So that's other players I'm not playing against. Because by that time you don't need me because you want to beat me. So what's the point? Right. But anyone who wants to know anything that I know, I love sharing.
Well, I think that's one of the reasons I enjoy talking with you, because you've been a part of the foundation on multiple occasions over the years. But where did that interest come from to go away from tennis and go into business? Where did that interior design interest come from, or even creating your own clothing line?
Yeah, I just discovered I love the arts early on as a teenager. So I'm happy I discovered things. I've been able to explore that side of myself, and will continue to do so as my time frees up over the years. And like I said, our parents had told us we had to get an education, so that's why I went down that route. And good on them for that. And any athlete that can make room for it, because it's not easy to do it, then they should. And if not, you can always pursue it some other time.
You said you would be willing to share that knowledge that you have, that you've gained over your lifetime on and off the court. Do you have younger players ever reaching out to you, either from a tennis standpoint or a business standpoint, looking for advice?
Yeah, sometimes on Instagram, sometimes on tour. So whoever wants to know, I'm willing to share information. So word's out now.
I was looking at some statistics on you. These days, in the 21st century, athletes, they're creating a brand. And Venus Williams is a brand. That is something maybe we didn't have 20 years ago or 25 years ago. And everyone is starting to venture into other businesses. I completely forgot that you were an equity owner of the Miami Dolphins. That goes back a few years. Is that still the case? And is that still an interest of yours? Because I knew you loved the Dolphins, living in Florida for so long.
Yes, but I'm not in charge of the coaching. So I watch from afar. It's wonderful to be part of that organization. It was a great opportunity. Of course, I love sports. So it's just an awesome thing to be a part of sports in a different way.
What role do you feel that you're playing? I was looking at your companies. It looks like there's a distinct effort to empower women. We know your stance on equal prize money over the years. Is that important to you, and is that something you think you're going to continue to strive for?
Yes, wherever there's a need, there's an opportunity to help. And I do feel very passionately about equality.
That wasn't me.
That wasn't me either. Okay, I'll start again. Should I start the answer again?
So when talking about equality, when talking about equal prize money, with your company, you're looking at appears to empower women. I know you have a lot of women working with you. Is that something you're doing on purpose and want to continue to do?
Yeah, I had an opportunity to be a part of the campaign for equal prize money in my lifetime, which was completely unexpected. I just wanted to play tennis, and then there you are in a situation where you have a chance to do something more than for yourself. So that was wonderful. I never dreamed of that. And I feel very passionate about equality, because when you have an equal chance, then you actually have a chance to hopefully live your dream and to live a happy life that's safe and healthy. So I've enjoyed being a part of that on different levels. And we did an initiative called Privilege Tax at 11 this year, where we raised awareness and raised money for Girls Inc. to let people know that women are only making 81 cents to a dollar that men make. And a lot of people don't know that. So if you guys tonight didn't know that, now you do. So we got a lot of companies involved during Women's History Month, and that was super exciting. We're still going, and that's important for us as a woman's brand to focus on women's issues.
You know, I think about a quote that Arthur Ashe had, something to effect of, he doesn't want to be remembered as a tennis player. And I look at your life, the first 41 years of your life, and you've achieved so much. But now I look at the next 41 and say, with all of your knowledge and experience, can you 2x, 5x, 10x what you've already achieved? And if so, what might that look like?
Yeah, when you said next 40 years, all I could think about is I'm going to need Botox. I started thinking about the Botox and facelifts I need. It's not here yet.
You look great. What are you talking about?
Not yet, but at some point, it goes downhill.
No, you look great right now. Are you kidding me? Whatever you're doing, I don't think I have been doing.
Thank you so much.
Actually, I need to be on your eating plan is where I need to be.
Yeah, well, it's not that exciting, so stay where you are. But to answer your question, the next 40 years, I think some of it I think about giving to myself, because I've spent so much time working. So to have an opportunity to discover even more who you are off of the court. I'll always miss tennis whenever I stop. It'll be a moment that I think will take years to get over, so you'll have to advise me on that, because it's so ingrained into you. But of course, I look forward to helping. I love helping beginners play. Very strange. So I would enjoy to spend time on the court at the grassroots level.
Did you say you love working with beginners?
I do. Yeah, I do love that. So I think I probably love working with young people and introducing them to the game.
Do you think, is it starting an organization or just kind of going out onto the court every once in a while? Because there's this organization up in Jacksonville called the Mount Washington Youth Foundation. We have about 200 plus kids who wouldn't mind seeing you on the tennis court with them.
That sounds nice. I love being on the court with kids.
But do you think it might include you starting an organization and introducing kids to the sport?
I haven't started an organization yet, but I've supported so many throughout the years, and that's been rewarding enough. So if I do, I'm definitely calling you for advice, because you're definitely doing it right.
Much appreciated. Looking at 2022, what type of schedule do you want to have in 2022? You said earlier, a lot of it is going to, hinder around how your body feels. What are you looking forward to?
Hopefully no more COVID, right? They put us in those bubbles, looking at you. You can't go anywhere. So hopefully that won't happen. I don't know that I'll play any more tournaments in a bubble. I'd just rather stay home. So if that would probably be my biggest hope for 2022 is that the world, everyone can be healthy and hopefully COVID will dissipate. And in some senses, tennis is secondary to that. And then of course, I just want to beat everybody bad. So
Do
I
you
guess I
still,
would say that.
when you're out on the court and you're competing, oftentimes against maybe someone who is half your age, what's going through your mind in that moment? How do you overcome that? Someone who's, oftentimes physically might be in a little bit better shape. Does your experience make up the difference?
Oh, they're not in better shape than mine. Just gonna say that. I
Oh,
put in
my
the work.
bad. No disrespect.
Oh, no, just saying. But I remember being whatever age I was when I first started. I wasn't thinking about anyone's age. I was thinking about that I wanted to win, that I deserved the win, that I had put in the work. And I think these young girls, when they walk out, that's what they're thinking too. And in life, you don't need an age to win or to lose or to fail or to live or to die. Ages doesn't matter. When I step out on the court, I'm thinking about my game. I'm not thinking about whose age is what. I want to beat anybody, no matter what age they are.
What do you think what will you be remembered for? What do you want to be remembered for?
I'm a very simple person, a very spiritual person. So I believe that there's much more to life than this life right here. So my goal in life was never to be, I want to be the best and I could be, and if that was the greatest, that would be the greatest. But more than anything, I want to make my family proud, make God proud. Those things are the most important for me. So, and make whatever impact I can to help other people. And of course, I love tennis and play well, but that's enough for me. I don't need more than that.
Well, I think you've done that for your entire life, making so many people proud, your family and so many of your fans. If you could say a few words to young people, girls, boys, or people, the kids in my youth foundation, what piece of advice would you impart to them?
To be your biggest cheerleader, to always believe in yourself, no matter what. You have to bet on you because you're always your best bet. So don't bet on anyone else. Don't say that person can do it better than I can. It's you actually who can. And to surround yourself with people who care about you and want to help. And if those people aren't at home, trust me, there are a lot of people in this world who dedicate their lives just like you've done nowadays to helping other people. And there's so many people who do. And to just be confident in that. Sometimes we have to earn that confidence and work for it. And that's okay too. Sometimes we think we have to go out there in the world being confident at all times. And even the best athletes aren't. But we still make decisions on being confident. So make those decisions if you felt confident. Like, would you date that guy if you felt good about yourself? Would you take that job or whatever it is? Like, if you don't feel great, fake it till you make it. And then you will.
You know, that is great advice. And my final question is also, this is geared towards kids, because oftentimes, especially in these COVID years and just so many people struggling in the home, at school, in life in general, were there times where you were struggling with something and or maybe wanted to give up? And to those kids who might want to give up on something, what's the advice to them that maybe you drew on, you can tell them?
Giving up is not an option. Sometimes in life we have to segue, something may not be working, and we have to change something or try something new or even try a whole new venture. But that doesn't mean you're giving up. It means that you're learning and evolving. But giving up is impossible because that would be the equation of laying on the ground. The ground is dirty. You have to stand up on 2 feet, put all that stuff under you and step on it and do life on your own terms, no matter what.
I just want to tell you that last quote that you just made, I'm going to use it and I'm going to claim it. I'm not going to give you credit for it, okay?
Yeah, in life we ask for, we don't ask for less challenges. We ask for more skills. So that's what we do.
Venus Williams, I cannot thank you enough for joining us at our Merrill Lynch Night of Hope. Very much appreciated, and I wish you all the success in the rest of 2021 and into 2022. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Take care of yourself. Enjoy France.
Thank you. I will.
Thank you, Venus Williams. So much appreciated. I hope all of you enjoyed it. And I want to say a big thank you to Curtis for joining us and to all of our supporters, all of our sponsors, all of our donors, all of our volunteers. Please go to malwashington.com and figure out a way to get involved with the foundation. I would love to personally take anyone on a tour of the foundation and let you see what we do. Thank you for joining us here on Facebook, everyone. Have a great evening.
Thank you for giving me a place to play tennis.
Thank you for giving me space to be creative.
Thank you for giving me a place to learn.
Thanks for supporting Club 904 so me and my TNT family can do dance class.
Thank you for giving me space to express myself.
Thank you for giving me a place to gain work experience.
Thank you for supporting us so we can play guitar.
Thank you for supporting your life.
Thank you for giving me a safe place to do my homework.
Thank you for supporting us so I can learn to cook.
Thank you! 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 Thank you for giving me a happy place.